Hello, I'm Jason Faulkner. I'm your host of Be Original Wet on Wet Oil Painting. I'm unscripted always. I always go unscripted, so I might ramble off about political things and supporting everybody and how we can help the world unite with one another and things of this nature. It's always a pick your own palette color because it's whatever it's in your mind. Right now, I'm just a blank canvas here. There's nothing on it. I didn't even put no little wet oil paint like Bob Ross does. I don't do that. We'll get into that in a minute or two. But right now, just sit back, relax a minute, and I'll be back with you after I get the colors on my palette. Again, just pick your own palette, pick your own colors. Tune in, listen, let's have a good time. Well, it's good to be here with you tonight, and we're going to paint a painting. Well, I'm going to paint a painting, and you can do whatever you want to do. You know, uh, started this channel for artists to help artists to understand artwork, and what I do a wet on wet oil painting, kind of like, you know, talk, I did learn from Bob Ross, I did learn from his son, I did learn from their students, I learned his techniques, but I don't do his style. I don't believe in copycats. I believe that we live in a copycat pod person type society nowadays anyway, here in the 21st century. Nobody appreciates originality, so that's what we're here to do. We're here to spur originality and tell everybody, as a serious artist, here we are. So it's a pick your own palette. I do have white, I do have red, I do have some burnt sienna, some raw sienna, some burnt umber, raw umber, sap green, white, a little bit of alizarin red, a crimson, uh, blue, the darkest blue you can get, like phthalo, a little darker than phthalo blue actually, and light aquamarine blue. I think we're going to do this like seascape, but I don't know. Uh, Sometimes I get an idea in my mind and then I get going and it all changes on me, but that's okay. That's part of being an artist, and let's support each other as artists, and let's support everybody as human beings, and we'll get started here. So I'm going to get into this really deep blue here, and I'm going to rub it in real good on this 2-inch brush. Now, as I don't have any white on there, I don't ever do that. Early on I did, and then I find I'd have all these thick coats of paint all over my canvas, and so now I just don't do it at all. I put in the work, and I expect to get the painting out of the work, and not just the painting. I get the clarity, I get the creation, I get to be who I am. So we're going to use this little bit of brush stroke technique here, real quick, and press that in real good in that canvas, and we start right in the middle so we can go back and we can draw it out. Draw it out as far as we want. Do it again. Now it's going to suck up a lot of this paint, see? Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid it's going to suck up the paint. Just remember where you start and go back through there. If you want a little darker over here, you can get a little darker over there. Just dip back in the paint, let's brush, let's load it up. We're going to have a nice deep blue sky today. Maybe. We could turn tragically dark clouds real quick, Just gonna brush a little more in here. Get in here. Basically we're staining this now. If you have liquid white on here, this would go nice and smooth, and you'd be all like, oh, look at that, I'm already done 5 seconds into it, and wow, I've created a masterpiece, and I'm a pies person, and I need to be a coffee cat. Yeah, and we're not into that. So that's what you're into, skip along. Skip along. Skip along. I live here in Iowa, and I don't live too far from a little town down over here, a city called Clinton, where I grew up. Now I live out in the country, out away from the civilized, what they consider the civilized world, but I don't care. I went down to this concert series they had over last weekend. I only went one night because it was free. And somebody gave me their ticket to get in for that night. And I went, and the beer was free because somebody had a VIP wristband. Oh no, see, there's the problem with being unscripted. I said beer. Mothers, cover your children's ears. Oh, I'm sure they hear worse at school. I'm sure they hear worse from your mouths. But, you know, you gotta try to keep it as clean as possible. Because we want all artists. We want all artists. We want all artists to connect with all artists. So, whether you're a painter or you're a sculptor or you are a cartoonist, whether you paint portraits, I always paint nature. That's part of my sign, I think. See, I'm born to Cancer, the crab, water sign, hide in the ocean, we get picked on, we hide. That's what we're known for. But we also have immense creativity, and we allow ourselves to tap into it, see. So, now we got a good base coat of this dark blue on here. This is a little darker blue. I could have done that by painting the canvas black, but this is enough. We'll get it started. So I'm just feathering it out here. And this is my own little technique I've just developed. I'll kind of make it look a little bit more softer, lighter, stain it a little bit deeper in there. Because, you know, we're going to put a little paint on this, so now that's going to create our wet-on-wet slick surface here. Yeah. So anyway, Jelly Roll, he was up here, and I didn't really know who Jelly Roll was. I mean, honestly, I didn't go see him. I went and saw, hold on some minute. Oh, he did the songs, Consequence of Being Human, and, you know, that kind of stuff. I can't remember I remember their names, but it's like, I don't really want to be promoting all these, like, I don't want to promote, like, a whole bunch of different bands. I don't want to promote anybody. I want to promote all artists, and I want to promote all human beings. So here we go. So now we got this nice dark blue sky going on here. Hope you can see that. So we're going to ruin it now. We're going to take a fan brush here. And this one's kind of a little bit stiff, but that's okay. We can work it in real good. It helps create better illusions in your world. And don't be afraid to paint what's in your world. Don't be afraid to paint in your mind, your perspective. Because it's your perspective. That's what this Be Original is all about. Being original. So we're going to come on over here somewhere. We're going to decide where we're going to start putting in a little bit of cloud or, you know, I forgot yellow. We're going to have to get some yellow out here for the sunshine. But maybe not. Maybe we can create an illusion here and really get it. So now we're going to do a little bit of cursive writing type. The clouds kind of, you know, go out like. See? You can dip back in here. Don't matter. Get a few more layers going here. Get kind of going along. It's not these clouds kind of whisper. See now? This is what's good about having this brush, this fan brush like this kind of stiff, is you can roll it over now. And you can use the back side of it. You can dip it in this paint. Okay, now, you're thinking, oh, this white paint is a little thick. That's okay. Okay. We got some paint thinner over here we can thin it down with. So now we're just going to kind of come along here and a little cloud and maybe just floating by. Really mind your own, you know, just get from here to there. And my life's a tragic mess. I'm 22 years old and I live with my parents and oh my God, I have it so rough. Yeah, when I was 22 years old, I was living on my own. I've been on my own since I was 17 years old, living in this world. I didn't always want to be a painter. I didn't even know I wanted to paint. I didn't even know I could paint. That's a long story, but since this is the first time we've been out here, I might as well tell it to you, maybe. Maybe we'll leave out some of the details because, you know, if you kind of, you know, erase, maybe, okay, don't know. So now we're going to take a little blender brush here. Even though it's blue, it don't matter. Now, see, Bob will also say, oh, clean that out, beat the hell out of it, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm telling you, that does not matter. Because the blue is blue is blue. It's blue. It's blue already. We're just blending out. Now, one of the basic rules to wet on wet oil painting is anything you want to leave sharp on, you don't, on the edges, you don't want to touch with your brush when you're blending. So you only want to touch and soften the bottoms of what you're painting here, of the sky, so, and of the clouds. So I'll show you. So now we have this big old gob up here. We're gonna have to billow up and out. See, billow it up and out, billow it up and out. Maybe the sky back in here. Maybe the sun's really kind of in here already. See? So now we want to put some more white in there. Maybe this is where we really want. Maybe our light's coming from right here. See, our light's coming from right here. So now we want to really lighten that. Put a fair amount of white paint on it. Remember, it's all in the blending. Okay, so maybe that's a little spot here for our sun or our moon or whatever we're gonna have here. Okay, so now we're gonna decide what we wanna keep. Now I keep the palette on my lap, put it places over here, over there. So now I'm using the same dirty 2-inch brush. Doesn't matter. You know, I'm gonna blend now. So I'm gonna start down. I'm gonna start here in the middle. Maybe I want to keep that. Okay, I want to keep the sharp edges, so I don't want to touch that with the brush. Anything I want to keep sharp, I don't want to touch with the brush, but I just want to lightly go across. I'm going to take my time and think about the way the clouds look out there. Maybe this cloud comes over a little sharply around here. And just leave all that go along there. We want him to stand out. Want them to stand out. We want this to fade in over here. Just fade that in over here. See, we're only touching, we're only blending. We want it to fade out. See, we like that beautiful, look at that beautiful, and it looks kind of like this ocean already, see? You can kind of see the ocean already in here. Already see the ocean building along, even though it's the sky. See, it's all a reflection. It's a reflection of who we are, what we see. See? We can come around and we treat people horribly and we justify it in the name of religion. In the name of a God, and oh, it's okay to treat people like this because God says it's alright. You know, you wouldn't want to treat your grandmother like that, would you? I wouldn't. I would never even dream of treating my grandmother like people treated it and act this day and age. So anyway, we're moving on. We're going to get a little bit more shuffling going on here. So now we can move this paint. See, this paint is moving free. Shuffle it and get it moving where we want it. Those edges where we want it, see? Now we got this like glob of white here. So we want to kind of work on smoothing it. So we're just going to fill in the spread it all along. Oh, we'll put it down here. This is so deep blue in here. Nice dark blue in here. See? Now, don't drop your brush. If you do, be careful. Make sure you got something on your floor like I do. Always have your floor lined with something in case you drop. So now we're just gonna kind of blow all this back. See? since we left this open for space in here, see. You layer another layer of clouds. After all, it's about layering. See, that's what I learned when I was a cook. Later on, worked with country clubs and became a chef, and I learned about layering flavors. Well, painting isn't any different than layering flavors. You just have to layer colors, layer absence of colors, etc., etc. Okay, moving on. So, we're going to clean this brush. Clean this brush a little bit here. Accents. Maybe this is a deep dark night sky. So now we're going to make a little bit of a purple over here. Mix some trims in. Some phthalo blue. Mix it together here. And get this beautiful little purple color going here. Maybe the sun is setting. Maybe the sun has already started to set. See? Now you're going to get this little shades of these purple clouds up in here. You're going to press with that. Come back along. Maybe they're not clouds at all. Maybe we're starting to landscape back in here. Maybe the land's coming along there. Maybe not. Maybe it's stretching out all along over there. On that skyline, see? Pull that down a little bit here. We want to make this look like. No, we're going to make some Virga. If you don't know what Virga is, go out west. Virga's rain that's falling, but it doesn't ever touch the ground. It just falls in the distance. You can see it falling, but it never ever touches the ground. It just keeps falling. Never touches the ground. That's called Virga. That's what we got going on back in here. Maybe on this particular landscape, this particular world, this particular ocean, that's all we've got. See? Can you see that? Probably not, because it's really dark colored. But you'll be able to see it at home. You'll be able to see it on your own, whatever you're doing. And you'll see it in the outcome of the video. So, this kind of looked like a little mountain over here on the right-hand side, but you know that it's not. That's just not true. We're gonna add some light to it now. We're gonna brighten her up along in here. Like I said, we're layering. We're layering it all in here. I'm not telling you how to paint. You can figure out how to paint. I'm just following the technique and following the rules. Hence, if you follow the techniques and you follow the rules, you'll get what you want. You'll get the night skies you want. You'll kind of get the colors that you want. See? Now we got a really nice light spot right here. You can tell by the way this light hits it. So now we really want to get in here. We really want to put a moon in here. So we're just going right in here, finger paint. Like that. See? And put it right in there. Darken it up just a little bit more here. Press right up here on the right side, your left side, right side of this. Now, a lot of times the moon will have this like beautiful little light glow. Now, people say to me, "Why don't you put more detail in the moon? You know, you could see more detail." Well, my mind don't work in that aspect, unfortunately. I probably live in artist famous a long ass time ago. But here I am talking about this and that and other. Okay, anyway. So, I think this Jelly Roll song he sung. Somebody save me from myself. Somebody save me. Smoking and drinking. You know, but it's like I'm smoking and drinking. Trying to, life of the artist is difficult, especially because it's always a difficult path for enlightenment. You know, so anyhow, life on this planet is difficult, and powers that be make it even more difficult. And we should just be loving one another, looking at it each day, being grateful for everything we have, supporting one another, and we're too busy fighting each other and warring with one another. Do you know how much money the government spends every year wasted on war? Wasted. Okay. I'm worried about having a painting done in a half an hour. I told you I'm not Bob Ross. I'm not a copycat. We're not we're not copycat painters. We paint. We paint. And we are going to take a little break here. And we're going to add a little bit more clouds here. We're going to add some more clouds. We're going to press it down just a little bit more. And we're just going to add a little bit more. Now maybe on this, we're just not going to touch none of these. Just kind of going all around all by the moon. We'll call that maybe a decent sky. We're going to take a little pause here. We've painted all this green landscape in with the pan brush, and we've highlighted our light areas here and there where the light is hitting. You know, because obviously light's here, but you can't get light back here or back here. So now we're going to put a little bit of green in here. We're going to start our water scene here coming up real soon. We're just smoothing this out and pushing this back as far as we want to push it back. See? That's the illusion. Be original. Don't worry about what your neighbors think. Don't worry about what people think. Do your own thing. It's your painting. It's your world, as Bob Ross always said. It's your world. It's true. It's your world. We're creators. We're meant to create. So now we're going to take our little knife, trusty knife here. We're going to get some white. I'm not telling you how to pull it down and make of this and do that. If you know, I'm not here to tell you that stuff. I'm here to enlighten. So now we're going to divide. We're going to come along like so. Divide this down. Hard water line. Okay, now we got this big strip going on here. That's okay. Everybody's like, oh, no, we're going to ruin this. Oh, no, ruin this. So, no, we haven't. We're good. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. That's the good thing about this thing. Pick it up. It looks like a bunch of white blobs in there. What? It's not. Let me take our trusty little green colored fan brush that we used. One nice little thing. Now we're going to take our white. Now this is important. I'm going to show this is important. So this is important. We're going to take this. We're going to take our knife. We're going to get it into our white. And we're going to make a nice little. We're going to spread it out thin. Spread it out thin. Spread it out thin. Spread it out as thin as you can. Cut across it and make a roll. Cut across it and make a roll. And then we're just going to emphasize. And don't lift up the knife. You can help it. Just go straight. Put that water line just as straight as you can keep it. Cut back if you have to. Cut into whatever it takes. Keep it nice, sharp, straight as you can. Kind of like so. Okay. The next little break I'll take will be a little harmonica break. We'll play a little harmonica because, like I said, this is for artists, all artists of all types, musicians, sculptors, painters, cartoonists, anybody, everybody in our community. Let's stick together. So we're gonna put some water in here. We're gonna go back to our trusty 2-inch brush here. It's already blue. I'm gonna put in some deep tones of blue here. I mix a little bit of white blue on the opposite corner. So on the right corner, put dark blue. On the right, on the left corner, put some light blue. What's this crazy guy doing? I almost said a slang, but I realized I better not say that. So now we're gonna lay down some paint in here. Other paint will accept the paint, especially if it's nice and thin. A thinner paint will always stick to a thinner paint. It's only going to pick up what it wants to pick up. Don't try to force it to pick up if it's not dark. You get down in here, you can add more dark to it because we're going to get back down to where there is no paint. It's white. And we want this beautiful underpaint here, undertone here going on. So we're trying to accomplish. We're going to accomplish it, you know. Oh no, I got a mud mixer. Do you? Not really, but you think you do, but you don't. But you think you do. Well, we're just going to pull it in here. Pull it in from the side because we want it to make it look like water. Pull it in. 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 Brush it in. As far as we want this water to go. Pull it in. Put the brush over. Press hard. Pull it in. Remember, there's no white paint underneath. If this you, you gotta Get in there and grind a little bit. Get in there and grind a little bit. Get in there and grind a little bit. The females will appreciate that later on in your life. Dappy dap dap. So now we got blue, dark water. We got our white established line that we're just flirting with disaster. Just trying to take out. Trying to wipe out that water line in there. You just can't seem to do it. We're not done. We're going to fill this in here. Now, remember, reflection, light. Pulled in the paint. Pulled it from side to side. Give it kind of a water. Give it the illusion of water. Pull it in. Pull it in. Yeah. So now we have this illusion of water, and I've got my easel everywhere. With your support, I can get a permanent easel and I can get moved out and just hit the like button, you know, support me, support other artists. Especially if you're an artist, support me and tell me who you are and I'll support you. And my email is beoriginal white on white oil painting at gmail.com. We'll give it out again at the end of this program. So we're going to try to finish this off, but I'm getting a low battery.